It's Madden NFL football. This is the National Football League. We'll see Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
On the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gordon. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between. He is an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
Allen looking to throw it right at the outset. A short throw pulled in by
Kincaid.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot.
3rd and 4.
Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Allen. Right back to Davis. It's complete.
4th down.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. On the punt, 2 on the return, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10.
Come on, Trevor Lawrence.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And you want to talk about enormous expectations being placed on a quarterback. How about what Trevor Lawrence faced coming out of college? But the good thing for him, he's used to it. He had the same type of expectations leaving high school and going to Clemson. They always expect him to be a franchise savior, whatever team he joins. And to his credit, he shouldered those expectations and he's doing everything in his power to follow through.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. They'll run with Etienne.
4th down.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring out 4th down. Strong start by this defense. 3rd and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met him in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here come the Bills out for their 2nd drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away,
Taking
whether
a
it's
seat.
through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Again, it's Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. Allen now on 1st down. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Cook up the gut. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. They run the counter with Cook. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And now they'll throw with Allen. Oh, Allen cannot.
3rd and 13.
And down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
In every game, we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their 1st sack of the contest.
He dumps this off underneath. Here's Davis. And they will get this across
Fourth down.
midfield, but still well short of the 1st as he's dropped at the 46. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Oh, let's get out of the danger zone.
They go play action with Lawrence.
Here we go, 1st down.
And this is Brenton Strange, the tight end. And he won't get any further as he's taken down right there at the 24. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the 1st play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
They could have been one-handed. 2nd and 10.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. Escaping the
Had to
pressure
throw it away.
right. And seeing no
3rd and 10.
throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
That is caught.
Oh, that's pass interference.
To the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Automatic 1st down.
So pass interference to call. That's going to set him up with a 1st down.
And if it's a bang-bang play, maybe the flag stays in the official's pocket, but instead, he definitely impeded the receiver's right to catch the football. The officials letting the players know how the game's going to be called here in the 1st quarter.
And a strong run there.
1st down.
Take this all the way down to the 35. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back
2nd and 13.
Continue that trend here this afternoon. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. We're scoreless after 1. 2nd quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming.
One is my running back. Ah, he ain't take it. 3rd and 13.
Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Eluding the pressure right. And Lawrence going to smartly hit the deck here as he is able to pick up the 1st down in the process. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. This will be stopped about
2nd and
2
2.
yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Oh, my God. Touchdown.
Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. Brian Thomas from 17 yards out. And the Jaguars go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Now the extra point. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Buffalo set to get the football back here.
What you gonna do, Josh Allen?
Match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. Here's Cook. Ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
To throw, it's Allen. And the timing a bit
35
off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Oh,
Fumble! Ah, but he got it back.
They get him down down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And out of bounds on the other side.
I don't know how the defender stopped to get past him.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. To the air, Allen.
Taking a 6.
Getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. This one caught by Davis. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 30. Allen now looks to throw.
Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Good coverage.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
And he can't find
3rd and 12.
And he goes down. Devon Hamilton. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
4th down.
Stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a 4th down situation. Prater's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
3rd inches.
Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And strong running there.
First down.
He's across midfield and down to the 49. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
Here we go.
Now Lawrence on first down. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN.
First down.
Out of bounds inside the 35. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
First down.
A short throw there to Strange. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 21. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Flushed out right.
First down, Trevor Lawrence.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Now Lawrence.
He dropped it.
Complete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes...
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Jaguars. Johnny Munt from 8 yards out. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Kick is good.
Point after, right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. Well, Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I want to quote.
And now the rookie's free. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And meanwhile, Allen's throw taken in by Samuel. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Allen.
Good coverage. Incomplete. 3rd and 1.
Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1.
Give me that.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Sorry, Josh Allen. Nice try. Touchdown.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. The mistakes continuing to pile up, and it looked like they were going to be able to eat into that deficit. Instead, now the deficit is even larger.
Yeah, they were on a march with a chance to get back within a score, but now that deficit continues to grow.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's 21-3. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half. He'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Bills offense now for one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation.
You threw another one, buddy.
Apart now, another one intercepted.
Picked off by Jordan Lewis.
And the Jaguars are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half.
And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Jaguars ready to get going to start quarter number 3. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing.
37.
To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
On 3rd down, Lawrence.
First down.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
Play action. It's Lawrence. That went down the field for Strange.
First down.
And this is caught. It's caught indeed. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 41 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
1st and goal.
Down inside the 5 to the 4.
56 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
They've got the lead early here in the 3rd quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves.
Touchdown.
Take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Travis Etienne
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it. Pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
after the touchdown. Cook now to kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
Second and 8.
It's time now to lean on that leadership. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now Allen.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not
I could have been
huge.
picked.
Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And the result here, a pickup of
2.
8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On second down, Cook. And he is
3rd and 3.
his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down.
He's got his man. That's the rookie from Florida State.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Inside give to Davis. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 4.
Here's Allen to throw it.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Allen going to throw.
Has his man. It's Shakir.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up second down. They go back to the ground now with Davis. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Here's Allen. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He's got a man. It's his fullback.
Come on, DBs, get to the ball quicker.
The completion there for 7 yards. And
then start making big plays.
To be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
They're going to run it.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he gets the
should have brought up my linebackers to the line of scrimmage.
Just outside the 10 at the 11. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 quarters have come and gone. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7.
From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And he'll take
36.
From the 9 down to about the 7.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try
and this is
But how did he catch that,
touchdown. Khalil Shakir, a 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bills are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And this is up and good. It cuts the lead to 28-10 now. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told.
And it was all polished off with a Khalil Shakir touchdown catch. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
The Jaguars getting set to go.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
They go play action now. Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
First down.
Bounds just shy of the 40. That one good for 26 and a first down.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
ETN up the middle. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28.
Keep getting first downs, yo. Let's go.
59 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. On first down, right back to ETN. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him.
Second and 11.
Good yardage.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Escaping the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
Lawrence will throw.
He had 6 in his hands.
Incomplete. That was a touchdown.
Take the 3.
If he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And he'll protect himself at the end here.
Taking the 3.
Getting pretty decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that.
Have to take some deep shots, Josh Allen. You have to take some deep, man. Trying to get back into the game, my guy.
Now Allen. That's going to be caught by Samuel.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of it.
Second and 1.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 41, this is second and a yard. Back to throw. Allen. Oh, Allen.
He didn't see it coming. 3rd and 7.
It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Operating from the gun. Allen able to
man, you
find
lucky.
the open man.
You
That's
lucky.
complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 33. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Allen's throw is complete.
Timeout.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now Allen again. And returns it right back to Samuel. And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Touchdown Bills. Keon Coleman from 6 yards away. And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game.
Probably I didn't go for 2.
4th. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And
All we got to do is just run the clock out. And get out of here with a dub.
The Jaguars are going to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down.
First down.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll go again with Etienne. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now a 2nd and 6. Now they'll run on the draw.
First down.
And he will have a Jaguars
Ain't got no more
first
timeouts.
down, and that ought to be the one that seals the victory. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Bro, you supposed to run that way, bro.
It's incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this
Try
league.
something different. Let's see.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence.
That was on me.
Intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are
all
going to
good.
get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. This is
Getting out of here with a dub anyway.
To throw is Allen. That's caught by Shakir.
Whoa.
And a good job to get him to the ground quickly right there at the 36-yard line. Here's Allen. And that's caught inside.
Why can you take deep shots in the other quarters, my guy? Why you want to start now?
Here's first down.
Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds
here we go.
remaining. One final shot. They'll look to throw.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Eric Murray.
Did it.
And the Jags come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So it's the Jaguars who come away with a win, and they got a solid outing here from their quarterback, Charles, and that's, of course, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.
Well, that's it for today. And I will see y'all next time.